Not every gift is welcome. The Gift 2015. Thriller, suspense, horror, mystery. Yeah, they did a really good ad campaign for this, and I was really captivated by it throughout the summer. They had this poster kind of like as a cardboard cutout at my local theater here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And I was like, wow, this is so ominous and sinister. You could tell by the way the poster is dark, and like him presenting the gift, it's just so creepy. You know, something horrendous is behind it. I was like, I gotta see this. Didn't get to see it opening weekend. It came out August 7th. I got to see it early September here, and I'm thankful that it was still out. And actually, it was pretty packed. I went there at like 4:30, and this is like, so they spent only $5 million on the budget. It's another Blumhouse micro budget. He's made a slew of these now, and he's really a go-to producer to get thrillers and horrors made. And so, like Insidious, like Paranormal Activity, those films. Anyway, so he let Joel Edgerton, who's becoming an A-list actor now, he played Ramses in Exodus, Gods and Kings from Ridley Scott. He played Uncle Owen in Star Wars prequels over 10 years ago. And now this is the fourth film that he writ and his directorial debut. And he is one of the main characters. He's the main villain in it. Gordo the Weirdo, they call him. And Jason Bateman stars as the lead character. There's a lot of mystery involved. It's a really edgier seat type of thriller in the vein of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle and Fatal Attraction, kind of like a stalker type of thriller. And it really unravels. They meet up. If you've seen the trailer or whatnot, you probably know the basic premise. And it's Jason Bateman moves back to the area of his hometown in the suburb of LA, and they meet up with his old friend. He runs into Gordo. You don't know if it's planned, like it's calculated or not. I think it was planned, that he just by chance saw him at the store. So he kind of weasels his way into his life, and he's like, you don't remember me, we went to high school together. And he starts showing up at his house and leaving gifts, but he leaves. It's not like extravagant gifts that they have to like shun him and be like, dude, take this back, because he's being so nice, and he comes off as so innocuous throughout the film, where it's really on the edge, but you know he's creepy and socially awkward throughout it, because he's just all the conversations are really socially awkward with him throughout. It's really a great character once you get into the nuts and bolts of it and break it down psychologically. So he gets them like they move into this house with that's full-blown windows as walls. So he gets some window cleaner. Like, how do you turn down someone that gives you window cleaner? So he starts showing up at the house, mostly when Jason Bateman's away. The woman in this is Rebecca Hall. I didn't see anything special about her, but she had a miscarriage. They're kind of starting a family. Their life's going pretty good. He just got a new job, and they're probably going to start a family again, but she's still kind of recovering from that. And she's a recovering painkilleraholic, and she's addicted to those. And so he kind of comes over, and she's kind of duped into like, oh, well, he's just nice, and she's kind, and she's not going to shoo him away or anything. And Jason Bateman's kind of like, you know, and like, I'm kind of getting tired of his attitude. And she's like, and he's like, plays off the whole card like, I don't even know him at all. And now, as it unravels, we get to learn that Gordo was bullied by Jason Bateman, our lead character, and bullied in a way where he was humiliated, and it's really changed the course of his life. And what that ends up being, I don't even know if I want to spoil it yet for everyone. I'd rather not at this point. But I give it a B. Could have probably been better, but they use, because it was such a minuscule budget, they really didn't do much action. The person I went with mentioned that like there isn't even much action, and I thought we were seeing an action movie, but more it's like a thriller mystery. And because it was his directorial debut, maybe he was kind of closed-minded in that sense and didn't want to put in the effort for action in any of the scenes, because the way Gordo comes off is he manipulates them in a way and terrorizes them and pesters them in a way where he can't really call the cops on him, and it's undetermined. Like their dog ends up missing, and he gives them fish for their house, like those kind of Japanese fish or whatever, those huge goldfish. They end up dead, and he's like, it's him, it's got to be him, and it's really weird. And so they can't call the cops, and their dog ends up missing. They don't have any proof, you know. And as the audience, you don't know if Gordo is completely out for revenge or not. And then we learn eventually that Jason Bateman was really a bully in high school and picked on him. And he was a complete psychopath to this day, really. And we all run into these people. They only care about themselves. They're really selfish. They're really hard to pick out because they seem normal, but behind closed doors, they're screwing you. They really only care about themselves. He's been a bully his whole life that he really even forgot about, or couldn't even comprehend or have empathy for how he ruined Gordo's life. Because he spread gay rumors that he was molested and stuff, and Gordo's dad ended up beating him, and he just really socially and mentally effed him up and shaped the person that he was, and he's had a dysfunctional life. So he was just going to get him back from the start, and you end up learning that it was really cold and calculated, and up until like the final 10 minutes, there wasn't really proof that he was evil or not until he kind of reveals like, yo, this is how I got you back. I screwed you. Now you're screwed. This is payback. And you kind of are... the audience is in a conundrum as to who to root for, because Jason Bateman's the main character, but yet he's an asshole and screws over people in real life. And then Gordo, what he did, you don't want to be that vindictive. Gordo's wrath, and he brought an innocent victim, his wife, into it. That's what really messes it up. And let me look over and see. And he never even touches him throughout the whole film. Gordo never touches him. Jason Bateman comes to apologize just to get it over with, but he doesn't accept his apology. Gordo doesn't, so it triggers Jason Bateman into a rage, and he like beats his ass. But Gordo never lays a hand on him. He just stuck to his plan to screw him over. He manipulates his wife to where his wife kicks him out and realizes him and sees him for the bully that he is. And they have a kid, and she's like, I don't want you to come here. And he succeeded in destroying his life. It was like the ultimate revenge. Anyway, this was JBM. Oh yeah, I remember the poster. It really was reminiscent of a late 80s slasher. Here's the poster right now of Offerings. And this is a movie I reviewed. It's kind of terrible. Actually, it's just kind of this. Actually, it's kind of the same premise. Like, it's this kid who was bullied is coming back to his hometown, and he starts dismembering people that bullied him when he was a kid. And the posters are very similar, obviously, as you can see. Anyway, JBM for Mr. Creepshow 09. This is another Saturday Night Horror review. Tune in next week for another review. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment and submit a request of what you might want me to see, and if it's accessible to me, I'll try and watch it and review it for a future episode. And thanks for watching.